right, we live. We good.
Nice. Episode 381. Let me pause that so it doesn't play anything crazy. Pop out chat. You showed me how to do that last time, so let me do that. And okay, so the Game Awards, exciting stuff. Had a good time watching that. I'll definitely get into that right now. You ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Show Radio. It's episode 381, the Game Awards episode. Daniela, what's up?
The like how you end the episode. No, I was waiting for the 381. Hi.
Episode 381 of the Show Radio. I'm your host, Andrew.
And I'm Danny.
And this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. We just finished watching right on the heels of the Game Awards 2017, and it was a good show. I mean, I really enjoyed what I saw, and we'll definitely get into it. So, the way that they picked the nominees, they were selected by 51 games, media, and influencers, and also the fans, which was great. So it was cool to see that, and we'll get right into it. The first thing I want to, I guess, ask you, Daniela, is we'll start with what did you expect, and then we'll go into the show.
It was such a bigger production than I was expecting because I remember the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley started it off because it was just that all the other video game awards that are available or that happen always seem like big company names and he wanted something that was true and genuine, and that's what I loved about it. Like I remember it being on Spike TV, and it was just this low key. I wouldn't necessarily say low budget, but it wasn't nearly as big. It was like this year. It was nice. I wasn't expecting so many ads and sellout ads.
Okay.
That was like my number one peeve about it.
Okay. Necessity or not necessity based on
No,
your
it wasn't.
assessment.
It wasn't a necessity. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, you need the funding. Oh, you need funding. You need partners, sure. But if I had to watch another Rocket League um, commercial or eBay, oh my God, the eBay one was so painful to sit through. Both of those, just like I could just have done without.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I like the fact that it wasn't anything that I was not interested in when they took a break, for the most part, because I rather dread through those ads than something completely unrelated to gaming. So I guess that's a take that's a stance that I had when I was watching it. And as much as I wanted to go to the kitchen and get more bread pudding and then come back, I didn't leave. So I think there was an element to that I really appreciated based on how condensed and compact that the whole experience was, just watching it. So overall, I think I enjoyed it. So we'll do overall at the end, but it was really interesting to watch. So the first thing I did see, or we did see as we were watching it, that I have in the notes here, best soundtrack near Automata. I know you played that. So how did you feel when that was given out?
Oh, much deserved. I was so happy. I think that might have been like what the one. No, I think I got two games correct because they had the prediction thing. Um, that was perfect. Well deserved. The music was so good. I was happy about that choice.
Okay. So now, as we go through the notes, I definitely want to say, if you're listening, watching the show, thank you for the first time. We do appreciate you coming through. If you've been here before, thanks for joining us again. The thing that I really want to go with this particular episode of the show radio, episode 381, is I do have the best of that category. I don't have all the other things listed. So I wanted to, this particular show, reaction show, type impression show, as condensed as possible. So I definitely want to mention that before we actually go on. So next thing we did see, I do have some of the world premieres in here as well. Accounting Plus, what'd you think of that?
I don't even know. That thing was so weird, but it was
Okay.
so funny. Like I don't even know, but somebody uh brought it up that they're the creators of Rick and Morty or something.
Right.
And it left me so confused about what is happening and why. Why does this game exist? But it made me also want to play it. Like, okay, I might have to give this a try because you're
Right.
so out there, and I don't even know where accounting comes from.
Right, right.
I I mean, like when I think of accounting, I think of like I don't know, like
Like
the
numbers.
department that's right next to HR at work.
Right, 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 right.
And I'm like, is that what those poor people deal with when I put in a purchase request? Those poor guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it was. You see, you already know the kind of games I play anyway. So when you saw that, I probably won't play it. If there's a demo, I'll check it out. It's almost like the fractured butthole thing for
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? It's almost in that genre of gaming. So in terms of will I play it? Will I not? I don't know. If they do a demo, maybe that kind of thing. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave that. From Software did a teaser, and I think one of the things that it said on the screen, it said something like "Shadows die twice," and it was a very very quick teaser. I think it was like 5 6 seconds or something like that, maybe less.
Oh my
So I
god.
don't know what to make of that. I mean, what did you think when you saw that whole thing?
I want to know what was happening because you see like this turning. Well, it looked like rope, but it looked like something like it was a
It was
torture
on a
device.
bone. Yeah, like it
Yeah,
was a
and it
torch.
was like
Yeah, it was like a
twisting around and tightening around whatever bone
right.
that was. I, I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
it was
know.
intense. It was intense. Well, just there's just the gravity of that scene. When I was looking at it, I was like, wow, if somebody had to go through that, then it's excruciating pain on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Hmm.
it's gradually getting worse based on the way the thing is turning. I guess that's pretty much what I was getting from it when I was looking at it. I was like, wow, that's pretty intense. So I don't know what that is, or what game that would be for them, and that's the whole point, right, of the teaser. So I don't know exactly what they're gonna do with that.
Well, okay, so I co-streamed it on Twitch, and so some of my chat even said that it was maybe a Dark Souls 2 remake, or not 2, but 1, a Dark Souls 1 like remake, remaster or
Okay.
something like that. And I don't
Okay.
know enough about Dark Souls to know if that's something that's in the game that I should notice.
Right.
But
Right.
that was their predictions. I could not fathom what that game could possibly be.
Yeah, it was definitely a weird space. Next thing I do have on the docket, best narrative, What Remains of Edith Finch. I have not played that. Did you play that?
No, I didn't, but I'm gonna go with Rob over here in chat. He says Hellblade was robbed of the narrative award. I have to agree because Hellblade was amazing and it had a great narrative, and I feel they deserve that award. What Remains of Edith Finch? I've heard good things about it, but not a lot. I didn't hear bad things, but I just don't hear it being talked about or mentioned really. It's more of like, yeah, I played that game, it was okay. I don't hear anybody talking about like this is an amazing story. It made me feel this way. So I
Right.
don't know how I felt about that. I feel just like Hellblade should have gotten it.
Right. Right. So it reminds me of the Gone Home experience. You're walking around, exploring different things, and as you gather different notes to, I guess, partake or what the story is. You know what I'm saying? So based on the scene that they were showing, that's what I got from it. So I never did play that particular title, but it definitely looks interesting as well. The next thing, I guess in that particular order, if you want to say the next thing, in the Valley of Gods was interesting for many, and I know that representation is a thing that we do want in the game industry from all facets, all colors, all nations, that kind of a thing. So to see a game like In the Valley of Gods presented on screen, I think was exciting for many individuals, including myself. But I definitely want to hear your take on that.
It looked really good, really interesting. I didn't understand what type of game it was, other than it looked like an adventure explore game. But what you're doing exactly was weird, and I loved the character that they were showing, but she looks like just a companion. I don't know if she's a playable companion.
Right.
The music was really really good. I love that. I want to know more about it definitely. So I will be keeping track of it, and I think it's what slated for 2019, so it's still got a lot to go. But I found what I found interesting is how it ended, was you're setting up your this tripod and this obviously very old camera, looked very antiquated, and you're like looking down this walkway, this path as the sun comes up. It reminded me of Indiana Jones,
Right.
and I thought that was really cool. So I got a whole year to looking forward to news and updates for it.
Yeah. So hopefully there it's a co-op experience, right?
Mm.
It could be daughter of, right? Of the main character. We don't know. I
Mm.
guess more to come on that, but it was definitely interesting. Colors are great. I think that that's from the makers of Firewatch. I think that's the name of the game that they
Yes,
uh, placed on the screen, which is interesting. So looking forward to exactly what they're going to do with that. Next thing, best action game, Wolfenstein 2. And there was also a joke in there by the presenter about microtransactions, which I think that's going to be around for a long time. I don't
it's
think
going to be
that's
an
going
issue with a
to.
lot of people. It's going to be a butt of a lot of jokes too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Wolfenstein, your game or no?
No. No,
Okay,
it's I can't play too many first persons. I mean, I bought it, but I didn't buy it for me to play. It
okay.
looked really really cool, and I'm sure they it from the cutscenes and everything that they showed, it looked like it really deserved it. I can't even remember what game I personally chose
For
for
that category, right?
yeah for that category.
Okay. So now, based on what you saw, almost immediately right after that, they showed Warframe. Did that spark a different level of interest for Warframe when Rebecca Ford was talking about it during the show?
Well, it didn't spark like a different one. I still want to give the game a try, and see where it goes. But what I took from Warframe overall for the whole night that I thought was really really cool was that they were showcasing their game, but rather than having, their studio create these game trailers, they took it from the community, and I thought
Right.
that was awesome. That was really really cool, and I think they showed three or four different game trailers, and I thought that was awesome. And any game that shows that type of support for their community, I can always stand behind and appreciate, because they're showing their appreciation for the people who play their game and love what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Warframe was really, really dope. I enjoyed that. Looking forward to checking out more for Warframe. And I know they dropped their recent major update maybe a month ago, if that. Very, very recent that they dropped it. And I know that that's a big update for them. So that's that. GTA Online, the Doomsday Heist. Amazingly amazing GTA. Your thoughts first.
It was okay. I mean, again, I'm just get so tired of Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it looked cool, the gameplay looked cool, but it's just not my thing right now. I don't. Maybe in a year or two, I'll be turn around and come back for Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't know, but right now, it's just anything Grand Theft Auto. I'm tired of hearing about, almost as much
Okay.
as Rocket League.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Looks good. GTA is still putting out content after however long the game's been out already, so that's interesting to see. Also, they talked about the sales happening on the Xbox platform, Steam platform, eShop platform, PSN platform, the Shape of Water film. They talked about that right after, and that looked interesting. I don't even know if the film is out yet. They didn't
Oh my
do.
god, that
Yeah, what's up with that? Talk to me about that.
that was so cool. It's not even a video game. It's a movie that Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima came out to show this movie and present the next award. But the feeling that I got from it was like pre Hellboy,
Okay.
which would make sense to me, Guillermo del Toro. Um, and it looked good. And I can't remember, it's really bad because I can't remember the character that lived in the water tank in Hellboy. Somebody's gonna, really hate me if this when they listen to this. But that is exactly what the character looked like, almost exact. And it was, the time frame looked like it was before, Hellboy came to be, and I'm kind of hoping that those two kind of tie in a way, especially since you have the Hellboy reboot coming along.
Right.
So that got me super hyped. I am gonna definitely watch that movie as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, I think it's 2017. It says Elise is a mute, isolated woman who works in a cleaning as a cleaning lady in a hidden high security government laboratory in 1962 Baltimore. That's pretty much the first sentence for that. That looks good. It's 2017. It was very interesting to me. It reminded me of a picture, a tweet that someone sent out where a lady was hugging like a alien looking thing, and I
Mm.
don't know if it was part of the same context for this film, but I thought it was very interesting that they showed that at the Game Awards. Okay, so you have that also best art direction, Cuphead. Thoughts?
Definitely. I think that was the second category that actually won in was Cuphead. It was great. I voted for it, well deserved. So congratulations to them. Took them long enough, to come out with the game, so it better be, up there.
Okay.
Honestly, it's kind of weird. I know we're kind of jumping ahead on this. I was kind of amazed it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year.
Okay.
A part of me felt like it was because there was so much hype and build up to the release of this game and so many people talking about it at the game, and there's still so many people still playing it and talking about the game and so many memes and products that came um, out that I kind of felt like maybe it would have been nominated up there. I don't believe that it would have won, but to be
Right. Right.
nominated, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So you
uh,
had that
yeah.
category for them. You also had best art. Not. I'm sorry. Not best RPG. You had What? It just escaped me. Best debut indie game. Right. I think that was
Hmm.
the other category that it was in, which it won. But Cuphead, you played, right? So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? You beat it already? Are you
No, I didn't beat it yet.
planning to?
We're still trying to work through it on the co-op side, and the co-op side's harder. And oh, it's one of those games where I need a break from before I just want to just snap my controller because it's so frustrating for me. And we're playing. We started to decided to play the first playthrough in the hardest setting we possibly could. I think there's like
Ooh.
one other mode that's harder than what we're doing right now, and it might have been a bad idea.
Okay. So you have that Zelda Champions Ballad DLC is available now, according to what they said during the actual award show. 50% off Bethesda titles if that's your thing. If you're a first person, not first player, player only, one player only, right? That's the
Hmm.
category that they're talking about for the most part. And Bethesda, that's their DNA when it comes to most of their games. So 50% off of that if that's your thing. Industry icon goes to Carol Shaw, which was very interesting to learn about her story. Didn't know who she is until tonight. Your thoughts on that?
I thought that was beautiful. I didn't know who she was prior to that either, but I love that they chose a woman developer and it went to her. It was lovely to find out her story and to see, you know, where where it all began. She worked on the Atari 2600, and I think the game that they said that she got recognized for 1 million sales was River Raid. Now, 1 million sales now might not seem like that much. Like, I think maybe some developers and some studios would think, like, okay, well, that's just a million. But when you're talking about Atari games,
Right.
there's not a whole lot of gamers during that time frame. So to hit that 1 million mark, that is amazing. And it's like to hear these stories of developers back then, or game designers. They did it all. They did the programming, they did the visuals, they did the audio, they did the level designs. It was just one person. So you have this incredible woman who's obviously during her era was stepping out of the shell of what women were thought to be, and she made the gaming world her own in a sense. That's incredibly empowering, and I hope that um, you know girls who are in middle school and high school or even in college right now who are looking to become game developers or designers can look up this woman and look up to her and see what she's done over what 35 years. I think she says 45 years. I'm not
Yep.
even sure.
35.
um and to see like look, she's like one of the first, and
Yeah,
she
what'd you
didn't
think about her speech?
it was wonderful, it was beautiful, and she was funny and charming, and I was making little jokes while I was streaming this that there is somebody who, this is somebody's grandma who probably doesn't think she's that cool and doesn't probably pay as much as respect to her for what she's done and like the paths that she's opened. And here, you have probably thousands of women right now, even myself, that are just like, she is one, she's one dope grandma. So I hope being up there, people just see her for what she is, not even just as a woman, but just this remarkable, you know, foundation that is gaming and what we have all grown to love and continue to see grow. I think it was very inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, definitely a pioneer. A game that I've enjoyed over the years. That I was so excited when they announced Soul Calibur 6. I think that's what that was.
Yeah.
And I mean, over the years, I've played so much of that game, and the fact that they're bringing it back, I'm really stoked about that. Are you a big Soul Calibur person?
Yes. When it comes to Tekken and Soul Calibur, those two games are two fighters at least are kind of right up my alley. I really enjoyed it. Not that great at it, but they're fun. And so I was super hyped when they brought that out and oh, so good.
Right. I'm trying to think. Sung Mina's in there, right? Sung Mina. That's Sung Mina, Mitsurugi, and then they had the guy with the nunchucks. That was kind of like the
Mhm.
Bruce Lee guy, right? Um, Yeah, yeah, that game is absolutely amazing. So I'm excited about that. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to do there. Best RPG went to Persona 5, which you have now.
I haven't started it yet. I haven't started it yet.
Okay, it's good. It's really, really good. So definitely want to hear your thoughts on that when that actually happens. Best debut indie game is Cuphead, as you mentioned before. It had two categories there, and Cuphead is absolutely beautiful. Tough from everything that I've seen. Difficulty is outrageous. I've seen a lot of people complain about it on the internet, which is it is what it is. Also, they talked about Fortnite 50 versus 50 mode. Daniela, what's up?
It's funny because I was playing Fortnite before even all of this started. Um, That's crazy. And it looked like so much fun. And Gutter was playing one quick match before we started our show here. That looks
One
insane.
quick match of the 50 versus 50.
Yeah, because it was live. It's funny because I think Fortnite tweeted about it. It's about like keep an eye out at 7 p.m. the Pacific Standard Time. We have something amazing, and I think it was about maybe like 10 minutes before that 7 p.m. time, where the 50 versus 50 was already available,
Nice.
and it was live, and they brought that forward and seeing, their video, their trailer for it. Oh my god, it looks like so much fun. Like I need it's funny because I like PUBG more than Fortnite. Um, but I'm willing to give that a try. I'm a little bit like bummed that it's a timed mode, and
Right.
I misunderstood that originally, and I thought it was like, okay, so you have this 50 versus 50, and the game only lasts what, 20 minutes? No, it's only going to be live for 10 days. That's it.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's them trying to figure out how well received it is, how much often it's played, or maybe it's a server thing. But I hope that it's not like permanently gone after the 10 days, or maybe
Right. Right.
you have special events where, every once a quarter, maybe it's available. I don't know. I just hope it stays because it looks like a lot of fun. It looks like
Yeah.
crazy to have that many people.
Yeah. It could definitely be like a rotating playlist type situation, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
Um, yeah. And like you said, A/B testing. But that's interesting. I don't think it's far fetched for that game or for those style of games where they would introduce something like that, where the games would be really, really quick. I would think, right? Until you get to, I guess, the last 5v5 or
Hmm.
12v12 kind of thing, and I think it gets pretty interesting, and pretty more intense than the actual 50 versus 50 where everybody's just flying around and killing each other on a larger scale. That kind of a thing. So that's interesting. They also talked about 1 million concurrents that happened with them. Definitely congrats on that. Also 30 million players thus far, and growing. And so that was cool to see that as well. So the ongoing game category, I definitely want to hear your thoughts about that. and if you think it's something that's warranted in this day and age with some of the games that we have currently on the market. So best ongoing game, that category. Daniela, what are your thoughts on that?
Um, I think it's actually a pretty good category. I wasn't quite sure what they meant for it originally. I had to put some thought into it, but I think I chose PUBG for this category. I was wrong. It was Overwatch. But after like thinking about it and they them presenting it, I think it's awesome because you have all of these games that come out and they don't have as high of a replayability as you would hope so. So you have people spending $60 over and over and over for these new games, um, to get some kind of fun experience. But to have a game like Overwatch, which is just strictly a versus multiplayer game, there's no story, there's nothing, but they keep offering you content and characters and short mini films to add on to their game, and it makes you want to continue playing it, and it drives you to come back. That is what a good franchise or a good game will do for you. So I think they definitely deserved it. And I don't see them, like not having anything for you to return to Overwatch for. I don't see them dying out anytime soon. So I feel like they probably have a good, I don't know, maybe 3 more years ahead of them of good, solid content for you.
Okay. So what's your best ongoing game, and why do you keep going back to that game, Daniela?
Right now, because I just got right back into it, I'm so happy, is Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
Started playing that again this week, and it's just, it's because there's so much to do. It's such a huge world, and I can easily just spend the time not playing the main story quests, do the side quests, or do anything else without having to finish the game and still enjoy it and still find pleasure in playing it. So that's my ongoing game.
Okay. So is that the same Final Fantasy you played Tuesday, Wednesday morning? That one?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was the time gap between Tuesday? What was the last time you played it before this week?
Apparently a year. Apparently 339 days.
339 days. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I had a piece of mail sitting in there by a guild mate who mailed me something the last day that I played.
Okay.
And I didn't check it, and I remember him. I think I remember him telling me that he sent me something. He sent me some other um, little, not a mount, little companion to follow me around, and I was like, yeah, I'll check it the next time I log in. Apparently, that was 339 days ago.
Okay. I guess so. The last thing I have on that, the last thing I have on that is, was there a big major update,
Oh
or
yeah,
was it already up? Okay. It was big, pretty
it
big.
was huge. Right now, I'm spending the time relearning the game. It's kind of like a whole new game to me in a way because the last time I played it, I had a certain rotation for my abilities and my skills, and they changed a lot of that. Um,
Okay.
they they replace some stuff that I'm just having to relearn it and figure out, okay, what am I doing? And the core game is still there. It's like it's still the same, but it's just relearning my abilities and what they changed and add. And on top of that, they also had the release of Stormblood earlier this year, which is a whole new expansion to it. I didn't even finish the expansion from last June, so I'm working on that. I'm like halfway. I might be halfway through it, and so there's still a lot for me to do, and there's also still new classes for me to try out and explore. So that's really exciting.
Very cool. So best ongoing game, that was Overwatch. Fade to Silence, 12, 14, 17. What do you think about that?
Wait, which one was Fate to Silence?
So it was not memorable.
Wait, oh wait, that was the one in the snow, right?
I think so.
Okay, okay. Um I guess it looked cool. I mean, it looked really pretty. If that's the one I'm thinking of, which I'm pretty sure it is, Fade to Silence is the one he was laying out in the snow. It looked really interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it was something that I would pick up and play, to be honest.
Yeah, that's from
It's
THQ
definitely
Nordic.
it's definitely something I would sit and watch somebody else play. I don't see myself playing it.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Surviving the elements according to what the guy was saying in regards to that game. So that's what's going on with that. 12, 14, 17. That's when they, I guess, released something in regards to that
I
game.
think it was a demo, right?
Bayonetta. Yeah, I think it's demo. Bayonetta 1 and 2 heading to the Switch. Okay. It's an amazing game. Did you check out Bayonetta yet?
No, not yet.
Oh man. Daniela, you're missing out.
I'm so sorry.
It's so good. It's so good. And then right after that, wait, there's more. Bayonetta 3 exclusive to Nintendo Switch. So if you guys love Bayonetta and you want to play the next iteration of the game, that's going to be the third one only on Nintendo Switch. Also, they did the esports player Faker. They kind of transitioned to the other studio where he was, and he was happy about the award receiving that. All right. So what I want to do,
What's
Daniela,
that?
what I want to do is I want to go through everything and then come back to um, Death Stranding. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay, that's perfectly fine with me.
that's okay with you, right?
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Okay. So let's do that. Okay. So Witchfire, that was cool, right? It was very dark, kind of like Gears of War esque in terms of the atmosphere, how dark it was, right? And I thought it was very interesting. It looks like a single player experience.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It looked really cool. It looked fun. I think it's one of the titles I probably won't play myself personally. No rhyme or reason. It's just like some games lately, I don't know what it is. Maybe my mind, of course, I can always change my mind, but there's some games where I know instantly, like, yes, I'm going to play that game. And some games are like, you look cool, you look awesome. I might probably enjoy you if I played you, but um, I kind of will pass.
Okay, so you have
I'm
that.
not sure what makes me feel that way.
Okay, A Way Out was an experience.
Okay, I don't even know if we want to talk about this and we save this just before Death Stranding. Before we get
We can. So then I'm moving. So we'll do that. So let me paste that here, and I'm gonna x this out here. We're doing this real time, ladies and gentlemen, real time. Dreams, Media Molecule, that was cool.
Okay, so Dreams was cool. I thought that was
Mhm.
awesome. But and I meant to go and look this up before we started the show. There
Okay.
was a previous, and I don't remember. I feel like this was a couple years ago. There was another PlayStation title, and they were when they were pushing. And I don't know if this is the same one because this was. I want to say this was announced like about a year or two ago, where it had that concept around the time with Little Big Planet, but this one was, you think about these worlds and you create these worlds to play in, and it was kind of like their creator studio almost. Like you create these games based off of their program, and then you can upload it, and then people from the PlayStation community can jump in and play your game, kind of like Little Big Planet kind of idea, but it was with this concept. And I'm trying to figure out is like, are these two the same games? Because I don't remember the previous one being called Dreams, but I know it was associated with something with dreams. And if
Okay.
so,
So
if the game if the previous one I'm thinking of is was a teaser or two leading up to this, I'm still all down for it because I thought that was awesome. There's so many different elements and different looks that was going on
right.
that
So
I
check
want to
this
jump on
out.
it. What's up?
So Dreams E3 2015. Dreams, a brand new adventure from Media Molecule. That's a video available on the internet. Also, October 27, 2015 was an upload by PlayStation EU. Dreams PS4 customizing a mech space scene. Media Molecule. So it may be the exact
Okay,
same
so
thing.
that is the same game then, because
Right.
it's the same thing. So that game from 2015 just never released yet. So this might be it.
This might be it. Right.
All
We're
right, cool.
probably at that
I'm
stage
glad I
where.
wasn't lost because I thought, considering that it was from that long ago, that it
Right.
came out and I didn't realize it. And I was like, am I confusing these two? And I meant to look that up before we started the show.
No, it's all
But
good. I mean,
but yeah,
we
that
have.
that looked beautiful. It looks so cool, and I think it's going to be an amazing tool, and we're going to see some really great things come out of this. Because I think they said 2018, and I think it's a great stepping stone for teenagers or middle schoolers and high schoolers that are interested in game development to use that creative juices to put towards something if you know if this all pans out well.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. Definitely a class act, Mr. Andrew House for sure.
Hmm.
Look very emotional on stage. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Yeah, just a little emotional, more emotional than some of the other people, other than the actor for Hellblade, Melinda.
Hmm.
She was the only other person I think was a little bit more emotional on stage.
Yeah, and speaking of Linda, best audio design, Hellblade.
Well deserved. I
You
think they
love
put a
that game.
lot. I
You
do
love
love
that.
that game. If that game was on the options for being game of the year, you know what? I would have voted for it, and I would think it would be deserved. As far as audio, I mean, they put a lot of investment into the audio portion of this game, so
Absolutely.
they better have.
Absolutely. And we're talking about 20 people on that
Mm-hmm.
team. That was it, which was absolutely amazing. So getting back to the notes here, PUBG 24 million copies sold. Also, best performance went to Hellblade. PUBG still doing its thing. GTFO,
that
Daniela, what's going on with that?
that title seems to be so fitting to work together or die together. That was
Mm-mm.
a four-player cooperative game. That game looked like a lot of fun. It looked really cool. And I think they even had a smaller studio than Hellblade. Didn't he say there's only eight people working on this game?
I wasn't paying attention because I checked out when that came on the screen. Totally checked out. I was like, I'm not playing that. I
I know.
mean, listen, I have to. If I do end up playing a game like that, it would have to be with the best shooters ever online, and they would have to carry me through that game. Because if something's chasing me, that's going to come out of the ceiling like a snake, that kind of thing. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
So you need somebody with a strong back to carry you.
I need somebody with a strong back that loves scary games because that's not really my genre at this stage in the game. But
It looks like a lot of fun.
right,
It
in
looked
terms of the
crazy.
way the game looks, presentation, it was beautiful. Right, definitely. Congrats to the team. It was wow.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
when
I
they
don't know.
talked about it afterwards, I do believe he said that there's only a team of 8,
Wow.
and that's more than half of, or less than half of what Hellblade Studios had,
Right.
and that is amazing that you
Right.
have 8 people working their hearts out on this game, and obviously, some of them are taking double, triple duty of what a bigger studio would normally have. Probably 3, 4 people working on a single thing. You have, these 8 guys who are just putting it in, so they must really, really love the game and really believe in it. And when you have that type of dedication, it will show in the game. So I'm looking forward to, when that comes out.
Okay.
You're just like, okay, I'm not playing it. I'm not touching it. I don't care.
that's that's all I got there. Best game direction, Zelda. Definitely awesome game. I did play it. It is beautiful and fantastic, and I would encourage anybody, if you have the opportunity to play Zelda, please play Zelda. Any thoughts on that, Daniela?
This was a hard one because the other candidates, I believe I chose Resident Evil 7 for this category.
Mm.
The other candidates were really good, and I knew it was either going to be between Resident Evil 7 and Breath of the Wild because both of those series went complete different directions for what they're known for, what they had, and they both executed it so well. So I'm not disappointed that Resident Evil 7 lost because Breath of the Wild definitely deserved it as well. So congratulations to them.
Very cool. Metro Exodus, fall 2018. Thoughts on that?
Mm, I've never played anything of the previous series. The presentation was
Okay.
really, really nice. The game looked really, really great. Oh my goodness.
You know what it reminded me of when I was watching that the whole time?
What?
I Am Legend, a movie with Will Smith.
Really?
It had that vibe, yeah. Nobody's around, right? Then you have you're trying to survive, that kind of a thing, and then you're hiding from these monsters. Towards the end, they look like dog aliens, or I don't know how you want to
Dog
describe those things.
aliens.
It was really really weird. It was reminiscent to me of I Am Legend. If you guys haven't seen that movie with Will Smith, the scene with the dog dying in his arms, brilliant, brilliant. It's definitely an awesome film. So you have that. Fall 2018 for Metro Exodus, Overwatch tribute, and just the orchestra in general. Like, what were your thoughts on that?
The orchestra was really, really great. It was really nice music. The cellist, is that the right way? She was playing the cello. I think they're
Front
called
right.
cellists. Is Tina, I'm going to pronounce her last name wrong, Gao? Guo. I follow her on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I love listening to her. And I didn't realize that she was going to be there, which is funny because I say I follow her. So you would think, I would notice that she did make a couple posts from the Game Awards. And I was actually amazed to see her. And if you haven't,
So
go
she
go
was
and check out her
front right.
stuff. Yeah, she was front right. She was with the white electric cello.
Cello thing,
The
black
only
outfit.
one not wearing shoes.
She was killing it. Like,
She's so good. She's amazing to listen to. So I like that. I love live orchestras in the first place. That's like a bucket list item for me is to attend uh not just any orchestra, but one that has to do with video games. Like I know they always have it for Final Fantasy. They do, so it's on my bucket list.
nice, nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed the I guess you would say the composition, right, for the things that they had tonight, which was
Mm-hmm.
really really dope, really, really amazing. Next thing, I don't know if it was expected. Game of the year, right? Was Zelda Breath of the Wild? Did you expect Zelda to win or
I was between. I should have expected it to win, to be honest.
okay?
But I was
Because
in between just because it was a really well received game and everybody that I know loves that's played this game loves this game. It is like on their list of games to play. It's something that I have a lot of like friends who play the Switch. They always return to play this game. So I should have expected that. But I still kind of almost assumed it was either going to be Horizon or Mario Odyssey because I almost felt like it was just going to be Mario Odyssey because everybody loves Mario. And I feel like they always win something constantly and consistently. But funny enough, I don't think it won anything this tonight.
mm,
I don't think it did. So, but I should have
so
expected it.
all right, so I got to make one more move. I got to move this. Hold on a second. Move it here, there. Okay. So tell me what was going on with Joseph Ferris? Let's start there with the way out. Jeff Keighley was looking for a way out, and I don't know if he
I,
could if he found it, but that okay. So go ahead, talk to me about that whole thing.
I'm so happy I got to watch that live and it wasn't after the fact because oh my god. That guy gave zero F's. Zero. Like, there was not a single care in the world for anything that was going to come out of his mouth. And it made me questionable. It's like, is this really jet lag? Or did you have a little bit out of the bottle there before you step on stage? Because right now, I don't even know if you're going to be invited back. Like, if A Way Out gets awards or anything in the future, I'm not even sure they're going to want him to come back. But at the same time, like, I think I posted up a tweet with a screen cap of Jeff Keighley and Joseph Ferris saying, "This is the moment that Jeff Keighley knew he screwed up." Like, you shouldn't have let this happen. And he was trying so hard to cut it back because, I mean, yes, these are the words from Joseph Ferris that was coming out. and it is his actions. But you know that that Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards are gonna have some kind of backlash from it. He told EA,
Yeah,
"F you."
yeah. And
Come
then he
on.
said, then he apologized, and the same, somewhat apologized, and the same. But they gave me an opportunity. But at the same time, hey, like I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Like,
bro, how do you do that? Why do you
what
do
is going
that?
on? He's like, I don't care that he's talking about, the Oscars. And I was just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
this is a train wreck that I can't turn away from right now, and I'm not going
yeah,
to. But
yeah.
oh
Wow.
man, that was pretty much my entire highlight. Well, my second highlight from the whole show was just that moment because it was so out there, and it was obviously very unscripted, very unexpected.
Right.
And I feel from this moment on, they're uh they're going to expect people to submit what they're going to say before they
Yep.
come on.
Absolutely.
And it's bad because I don't have cable anymore. I don't even know if this is aired on live television. I really don't. I know it was being streamed on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Steam, and each one of those platforms had some
Right.
special
China,
thing going on.
Japan,
Yeah, it was
Africa, and when he was talking about the world map before the pre-show and all the different places that they were broadcasting it, doesn't look good when you get to that part.
no, it really doesn't. It looks really bad. If this is still broadcasted on live TV, obviously that is a huge no-no. Um, there is going to be some kind of fine that is attached to that. And then
Right.
you have other countries who have, they have their weird rules and regulations of what is okay and isn't okay on television or on any platform. So they're going to be like, if this is the kind of people you're going to be inviting on your show, I
Right.
don't want this
I don't
shown
want to be
in,
associated with that. So,
you know,
there's going to be somewhere a public apology from, like you were saying, Jeff's team somewhere, you know, or I don't know if he's going to ask Joseph Ferris for that, but it's going to be very interesting to see because in some countries and territories, it's a disappointment, right? And in other countries and territories, this is a disgrace, right?
yes.
So there's a different level of things happening with that whole situation. So I don't know. A Way Out looks like an interesting game. Looks like was it A Tale of Two Brothers?
Oh,
Was that the name
okay.
of the game
No,
that it
no, no.
reminded me
Oh,
of?
wait. Possibly. But before we even get to that, yes, this has to do totally with A Way Out.
Okay.
And I really wish that he finished his train of thought. Because the one thing that I caught on to before when he was trying to say this was my idea was
Right.
the sentence just before that. He says, you can play with your friend and they don't have to buy the game. And then he continues on, this was my idea. And then he just went on that weird tirade.
Right.
And I was like, wait, like that can mean a lot of things. And I really so wish he finished his thought, what he was going to say.
Right. Right. Right.
Because in my mind, like you can make a lot of assumptions. And this is exactly what I'm doing is like, so obviously it's a co-op game. Um, so does that mean that if I buy it and I invite somebody to play with me, they automatically have that game so long as they're playing with me? Because if so, that is amazing. That's cool because you don't have to have two people buy the same game to play on separate consoles who's lives next door or maybe is playing in a separate room.
So you're saying couch co-op type thing is what you're saying right now?
Well, yes and no, but like a couch co-op thing
Because
without being in the
if
same
you have
couch.
it, right? Because if you have it, right, and I come through and say, "Hey, what's this?" Then I could grab control and play with you. I'm thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking that if you have it, I'm like, "Hey, how would I log into your experience if I don't have a way to log into your experience? I would have to be local to you." That's how I'm thinking about it.
Well, yeah, that's I'm think. Well, that's why I wish he said he finished it because why? If it's a couch co-op experience, I mean, most people or most studios or developers don't say, yeah, your friend doesn't have to pay for it. I mean, it's automatically known that couch co-op. Of course, your
Right, right,
second
right,
player is going to play for free. So
right,
that was like a very weird statement to even mention in the first place.
right,
And it is a co-op game, but they never announce if it's allowed to be online co-op or if it's
right,
just local co-op. They didn't say any of that. But the fact that he brought it up and mentioned it, I'm like, why would you bring that up?
right, right, right.
And then I just like I wish he just finished his statement so much from that. I was like, no, go
Okay,
back
so
to it. Stay on track.
all right, so do you think it's going to be a game that you're going to get more information about, look into?
Oh
You
no,
know,
that is a day one game for me for sure.
okay,
I thought
okay, okay,
it was really cool because from previous trailers and announcements of this game, you have it's not a direct co-op game, so you have these two characters that are playing together, but they're not really always in the same location. So you'll have those normal games where you're obviously on the same stage, fighting side by side. But this one is like there's this one guy who's coming out, he's working on the outside doing something, and you have this other character who's kind of working towards the same goal, but he's in a completely different location, and
right.
and it's kind of like you're taking these split paths on the same level. And I thought that was really awesome to see that played out, and it kind of has that weird like comic book effect thing where you have like these different comic panels of things going on. So I really like the way that looks. So it is a definitely I am buying this day one. I have to play this day one. I
Very
need
cool. And
to.
last but not least, you need to.
Need to.
So last but not least, before we get out of here, I definitely want to talk about Death Stranding. And Danielle, I'll give it to you first, and then we'll wrap up right after that. What's going on right now? What's happening?
I I was saying this. If the only thing that this game allows me to do is to load the disc or load the game and press start and it does nothing else for me and I can't do anything else, I am perfectly fine with that. I'm totally fine with that experience. And I feel, going with my chat when I was co streaming this, that it is good. I feel, and like the impression it's giving me, it's going to be more of a cutscene type of game than actual gameplay, and I'm not disappointed with that at all. I think that is it's allowing Hideo Kojima to explore more of his creative side along with Guillermo del Toro, and it's centered around like Norman Reedus. I think that is a great mixture. I don't feel there's any losing in that whatsoever. I
Okay,
did not know what was going on the whole time.
you
like
didn't?
like no, I think the only thing
Not
coming
even
out
with
of
the
my
handprints?
mouth,
Not even with the hand prints and the thing? You didn't know what was going on with that?
you know what it reminded me of? Oh man, it was a book and it was turned into a movie with Tom Cruise and oh my goodness, World at War. Oh my god, I can't remember the
War of the
name of the
Worlds?
movie. Is that it?
Um, we'll find it.
Yes, War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds? Okay.
The aliens invasion and everything that was going on.
Right, right, right. I did watch
Yep,
that one. It
that's
wasn't too
kind
bad.
of like a weird feel that I was getting with the aliens, but I don't even know what these things are. I don't know what
Yeah,
these
that was
creatures are.
2005. War of
But
the War.
they had the handprints, and it's just like don't breathe. So I'm like, so they can't see you. You can't really see them, but they can smell you breathe, hear you breathe. Because I don't even think hearing was there because you had this guy who's screaming, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if you were blind and you can't see, you would be
Yeah, I
able to
guess the
tell. Like,
condensation of the actual atmosphere and world, maybe it could be the senses, right?
hmm
For that whole thing, because he was covering. Well, yeah, it's hard to tell. You
because
say
they
sound, or would you say the mist, or you know what I mean? It was weird.
scent. Well, I don't even know if scent would be it because I don't know how you can not smell them. It sounded like they had the full bodysuit and the head mask covering them. But he's pretty much he like Norman Reedus yells out. He's like, "Don't breathe."
Right.
So
So don't breathe fast. Don't breathe. You know what I mean?
and
So
they just cover their
something,
mouth. They
and they
like
cover
well
their
cover their
mouths.
mouths.
Right.
And then you have like this thing that has these five fingers like handprints, giant hands walking.
Right.
And it was very interesting because when Norman Reedus was crawling away and he was, bleeding, it's like the creature stopped right in front of him, but then the guy that was stuck under the car was screaming and crying. Um, he just walked around Norman Reedus. He didn't step on him. He didn't step over him. He walked around him. And I was like, so does, Reedus just look like an obstacle in your way because you don't hear him, you don't smell him, that you just walk around him, not
Right.
step on him. I thought that was
Right. It
interesting.
was weird. So sensing life and then that whole experience was a weird thing. So here's my only situation with the whole thing, Danielle. Please, okay, just bear with me for 1 second. My thing is, I don't want to have any nightmares about this thing. Okay. At all. Okay, because that's going to be an interesting thing. So what about the part with the baby inside? What about the Rita's baby? The
Okay,
Rita's
so
baby
I
with the
think
thumbs up.
oh man, that this is what I mean. Like the whole time I was saying WTF. The whole time because I was like, "What? I don't get it." But building off of what you said, that maybe it's a sense of life, like sensing life. And so you have a baby, which obviously it's new life. It's humanity. Um, and it's obvious that they're trying to protect this baby sitting in an artificial womb, which kind of makes sense of what was happening in the previous trailer that they released of a naked Norman Reedus and a baby. Um, I can only assume that's what they're trying to do is just protect life
Mm,
and especially new life. So I feel like they're just slowly being exterminated and I think it actually like now that you mention it that way, it almost makes perfect sense to just like hold your breath, calm yourself, like it. Okay, so this
this is
is
the
okay.
last
Here
hope,
we're
right?
gonna yeah, it really is, and I'm gonna let you know on something like really really weird and philosophical. So in Hawaii, where ha means life, soul, and so that's when we say aloha. It means hello and goodbye. And to be somebody with aloha means to have life and honor that within yourself and within everyone around you. And when you say ha, the reason why it's that is because when you say ha, you almost exhale at
You
the
exhale
same
out,
time, and
right?
that when you're born, that is the first thing that you do. Your soul, you exhale, you scream when you're born. So almost like covering up your mouth and hiding that fact. It almost makes sense when you say it that way
Mm,
to disguise your life, that you're a living being that's like right there, and to have this baby sitting in this little womb thing with the dangling
right.
umbilical
The glass
cord,
case thing, yeah.
like that's obvious that that's what they're trying to protect and they're trying to
Like an
harvest and continue. And I
incubator.
don't know what
Like,
these little alien creatures are going after, because shortly after that, when the guy dropped him, told him and Reedus to protect him, um this guy gets picked up. He's trying to kill himself because that's not the way
right,
he wants to go. He gets eaten by this giant creature. And then what happens after? It's like it explodes and then it goes through this whole animated thing of like underwater and he's naked,
right,
then he's
right.
not naked, and then he's underwater in the suit, and then he's not, and there's no water. I was like, what?
What did I just watch? That's what I'm asking the whole time. because I didn't know what was going on. But see, like you said, with the guy wanting to go out because he took the knife and he was stabbing himself in his, I guess abdomen, area, or whatever. He doesn't want anybody to go out like that because he shot the guy when the guy was being dragged away by the handprint thing.
Hmm. And I
So
think once
nobody,
he when he shot that other guy, I think that other guy what, like they stopped carrying him away.
right? Because whatever the essence of life, there's a high importance for them for that, and I guess they need to use it for that, maybe for energy or something like that. Whatever, we'll find out sooner or later. But that's important for them to have somebody alive before they take them.
Hmm. But whatever this game is, oh, I'm so in there. And if they have so many multiple things to like purchase, if they have some super ultimate collector's edition, oh, it's
That's all you.
over. Yep, that's all me.
It's over.
Oh man. It is funny. It's because it leaves that those questions, and you can dissect what you saw and what happened and how it made you feel. Oh my god, that is so good game storytelling. That's just good storytelling to me overall. Period.
Absolutely.
And if he ends up trolling the entire world of like, guys, it's not a game, but this movie that I really wanted to make, I would
Right.
not be
I,
disappointed.
I would be not. No, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. So there's a lot to look forward to, and we know we're dealing with an individual who knows how to make incredible games.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible games. So definitely look forward to that. So that's pretty much it for episode 381. I know we could talk about Death Stranding for another 20, 25 minutes, but we're not going to do that. But definitely looking forward to recording episode 382 this upcoming Sunday. And I have a particular conversation I want to have with Daniela about some things that's been happening in the entertainment industry. So stay tuned for that. I have some homework I want to give her, which I already did it. I already watched the clip. I definitely want to, her to have some context, and she doesn't know yet, but that's going to be sent out definitely by tonight. So you'll have that for sure. But overall, what did you think of the Game Awards, Daniela?
I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I've never co-streamed the Game Awards before, and I'm very grateful that they allowed it. They sent out an email a couple days ago saying, yeah, if you want to co-stream it, use this hashtag. Here's your game category. They added a Twitch extension so you can, vote along with it. They made it very interactive, and they had so many different things, no matter where you were watching it from. Like I said, they had it on Steam. They had, I think, if you're watching it on Steam, they were giving away games. If you watched it on Mixer, they were doing giveaways as well. YouTube, and I think it was awesome. So that was nice and interactive that they thought about the streaming community on all platforms. And then I think previously, I think other ones they don't, like other award shows and events, they don't allow you to co-stream it. Like you pretty much have to mute them so you can't hear, whoever's watching with you can't hear the audio. So making that available and being okay with it, definitely would do that again. Um, I'm not too sure how I feel about this big production that they made about it, but at the same time, I'm not disappointed. They had a lot of good world premieres. And, it makes for really great live, unedited, unscripted moments. Thank you, Joseph
Absolutely.
Ferris.
Absolutely. So definitely want to say thank you so much for the individuals who allowed us to get to cross over the first 50 plus followers for this channel. Well, we thank you so much for that support. Please tell your friends and your family that we do record this episode. Not just this episode, but other episodes here for the show radio. And I'm excited, to stream more on this channel and definitely record some more stuff on this channel. So that's all I have. Daniela, please close us out.
All right. Thank you for downloading and listening to the podcast. You can subscribe with your favorite podcatcher, theshowradio.info/listen. And definitely, please, like Andrew was saying, visit us on Twitch if you can. Check us out live on Sundays at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/The Show Radio Live. And for more information about us, Andrew and I, and all our past shows, you can also check it out our website at www.theshowradio.info. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
All right, so you forgive me now?
I forgive you.
You see the outro,
Oh, because
right?
you wrote all the things. Okay, yeah. Sure. I forgive you. All right. Bye, guys.